Yo, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Last time we finished the second story about Yukimasa, and we started the third story, which takes place in 1869, where Jacopo, or a man named Jacopo, is the owner of this house. He's like a hardcore, like, capitalist businessman type of deal. And he is married to the white-haired girl who's here again, and he's kind of abusive to her, and the other maids also don't like her and bully her, except for Maria, who is the one maid that she is like friends with. And now she's explaining the story of how she started, how she first met Jacopo, I think is what she's talking about. Oh, and also there was a weird scene where we had a choice whether to touch the mirror or not, or was it only to look at it? But anyway, we like did something with the mirror, and we saw a short scene of someone named Giselle arriving at the mansion and meeting like a weird-looking guy with long hair named Michael, and Michael claimed to be the witch Morgana? Question mark. Not sure what that's about. Probably related to the overarching narrative in some way, but for now we're continuing with this third story. Okay. As I'm sure you're aware, our parents arranged our marriage. Before I emigrated to this country to be married, I lived in Misty Island Nation. A Misty Island Nation. You're not Japanese again, are you? Iceland? I don't know a lot of island nations. Cyprus? Madagascar? I don't think you're from Madagascar. Sri Lanka? I don't think you're from Sri Lanka either. Philippines? No. It has to be like Iceland or Cyprus or like Malta or something, because you're not. I don't think you're supposed to be Asian. Portraits of my ancestor hung in the house where I lived. I remember as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as it was their hard work that kept our bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that their house was coming tumbling down. Let me open the volume so I can lower it if I want to. Valuable furniture and paintings slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits were gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorate, robbing us of any source of income. And though I was educated, I lacked the skills necessary to obtain work. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacopo's parents' marriage proposition. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status and he had wealth. We each had what the others lacked. One needs more than money to make it in this world. Without at least a semi-reputable name attached to you, you're liable to get laughed out of most social gatherings. Oh no! I'm rich, but I'm laughed out of social gatherings. How will I live? I first met Jacopo here in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was so nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wed to some middle-aged stranger? We were not married because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things, but when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. But the man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. Wait, you literally never met until, like, the exact day of the wedding? Like, not even the day of the wedding, but, like, even until you had your whole wedding dress and everything put on. Like, during the ceremony? That's crazy. He was young, had strong masculine eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous. He was shaking as much. No, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave an impish little smirk when he asked Jacopo if he vowed his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do. For in that moment, I experienced true love. He wanted to hear about when he was kind to me. Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas, or even go very far at all. He looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "Where would you like to go?" I beg your pardon? That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request, so tell me where you want to go. This is all so sudden. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was spur of the moment. Normally, we would have planned a trip in advance. but unfortunately our purpose is served so long as we act the part. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your honeymoon as it's happening. No, what? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. Okay, he wasn't... he wasn't that nice, still. I'm sorry, but I'm happy. Even if this is a political marriage. Well, you're quite the positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way? Well, either way, if you're so glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. Though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I'll consider it. What, is something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon has begun and we're only now deciding where we want to go. Not in the bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you've heard, but I'm quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So it would be rather trying for me to spend a full week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but if it's not too much trouble, speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and unfamiliar with its customs. And I'm rather afraid to go wandering about on my own. You do speak English, though. Show you around. Yes. Would that be possible? On a rare bit of time off, you asked me to show you around town? Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If there's somewhere you would like to go, I'm fine with that. I'll accompany you anywhere. As if I could drag someone who just professed to being sickly all over the country. My god, I've lost all interest in the trip. Hello, what are you doing? Go get ready, now. I beg your pardon? Didn't you want to see the town? You will show me around? You're the one who asked. Not like I have any other options, so yeah, I'll show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there, you dullard. Get a move on, you dullard. One moment. Wait for me, please. He hurriedly climbed into the carriage he had called for, a look of frustrated displeasure on his face. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me to the carriage. In retrospect, I realized he was not being very gentlemanly, but I was pleased that he was making any attempt to interact with me at all. Got some low standards. As the carriage trotted down the streets, I saw so many new things. I'd spent most of my time cooped up inside at home, so it was like stepping into an entirely new world. And add to that the rapid industrial advancement currently taking place, I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles with the back of their hands. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigar-smoking men on break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival, but every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men looking like they were on the verge of collapse, drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagined every day was a struggle for them just to remain afloat. Had I not married the man I had, I too might have found myself in the streets in a similar situation. But it was not relief that spread through my breast at the sight of them, it was pangs of guilt. It felt to me like a little of opulence was wrong, sinful. Or like a life of opulence was wrong. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacopo snorted disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and then said, "The poor man who envies the rich covets his wealth and finds the ambition to make the same for himself, and a rich man who pities the poor, thinking it his duty to give them offering of philanthropy. To me, the latter is the far more nefarious." Shut up. Excessive charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts. And then there are those with the wrong idea of pity, who let themselves fall down to the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. There are those with the wrong idea of pity. Okay. What a joke. If you're going to do anything for them, you might as well encourage them to climb upward. Yeah, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Spur on economic growth and the flow of capital. Doesn't that sound like the better option? I say nothing, simply smiling, giving an ambiguous nod. Okay, yay! He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing hardship. If, feeling guilty of my own fortune, I acted upon that pity in the way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. He seemed to have seen straight to my very core. This was a man who had built his own fortune through investment, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. I feel like people online probably have very strong opinions about this chapter. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sound rather exhausting? I personally would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. But obviously I could not say as much to him. Sometime later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked at the building perplexedly, he gestured to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get up. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage, and before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metal or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo taken before? No, I have a portrait painted though. Are these machines for taking photographs? A portrait, huh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as we entered the shop. Well, if this ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You bring a lady, and a real looker at that. Where on earth did you catch this pretty little thing? I've noticed, this was a big deal in the other two chapters. But so far, no one in the story has mentioned her, like, strange appearance. Like the fact that she has white hair and red eyes. I don't think anyone has talked about this so far. And in the other two chapters, that was the first thing anyone said whenever they saw her. She's my wife. Huh. Well, I beg your pardon. I'll be a monkey's uncle. Just goes to show, you never know where the cards may fall. You make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle. I always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Oh, pardon me, this isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife. Do you often come to this shop? On occasion. I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go, smirking again. What's so funny? We're going to have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited. I've never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we're getting our pictures taken? And side by side? Please. You're sending shivers down my spine. But this is a photography shop. Hey, shopkeep. The product that I contacted you about, is it ready? Oh, yep, sit tight. I'll be right up. You take a seat. There's a chair over there. What? I'm going to show you something much more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh? Just do as I say. Okay. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume is normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. But when Jacopo returned, I was entranced by the curious object in his hands. I don't know what that is. What is this? Do you know what persistence of vision is? Huh? The human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is especially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as in motion. Oh, is it like you spin it around and it shows an animation? Seeing for yourself will be faster than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc, look for the bottom one and into the mirror. Okay, good, just like that. Bring your head in close. Here goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin gracefully. And then... Whoa! This is the first anime. Does this have a mal page? Ah. So what do you see? They're dancing. A man and a woman are dancing. Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing it. Are they dancing well? Yes, they are. It's the most adorable thing. Well, adorable? That's funny. Asked to have it modeled after a ballroom dance. Yes, it's a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarves, which I thought was kind of cute. And they seem so close, going around and around without ever letting go of each other's hand. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Okay. Were people really like this in 1869? Like, I get that a device like this didn't exist before, but like, you could still like flip paper and achieve the same effect, no? Like, you wouldn't be like, oh, what is this? The picture is moving? What is this sorcery? What is this sorcery? Sorcery? I'm thinking of sorcellerie in French. Sorcellerie. I don't think that's a word in English. Witchcraft. What is this witchcraft? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained that to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is lots of different pictures in a short period of time. To put it in words you might understand better, it's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion. But they're dancing, they really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion and not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. I think this is, I'm no English major, but I think that this is some subtext here. Methinks. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. Ah, you're right. That's a shame. I didn't think you actually would, but it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. I was mesmerized by the strange phenomenon. Pictures were moving after all. Still, images had begun dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp that. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were off living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain that they were off dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which they danced began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought I could hear the sound of their feet with each step. She liked it. Ah, they've stopped. They can dance forever. They don't get tired. I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. It makes me wish I had gone outside sooner. I'm sure someone from a distinguished house as yours has seen plenty of amazing things with your family. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you had not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures. The illusion of moving pictures. Do you like it? Yes, of course. If you live for a few more decades, you will actually get to see anime, so you gotta live long enough to see that. Yes, of course. More than the portrait you had painted? Yes, I do. The painting was wonderful too, but you can't seem to make up. What do you mean more than the portrait you had painted? What? You can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me, which do you like better, the portrait or this? They didn't actually get the portrait though, right? The line seems weird to me. I like this better. I see. You look somewhat pleased? Though when it comes down to it, this is a simple trick only a child would fall for. Then I suppose that makes me a child. If it means I get to watch something as splendid as two tiny people dancing, I'll happily fall for the trick. We need Erica. We need Furdo Erica to come in this scene right now and fucking debate you on whether this is an illusion or not. Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up in the clouds. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not know how else to describe it though. It's a toy called a phenakistoscope. Phenakistoscope. She's like me. Phenakist wheel. Close enough. It was invented around 30 years ago. I had the shopkeep make one modeled after the original design. So the shop owner drew this? He did. A lot better than you'd expect, isn't he? Yes, indeed. I'm surprised he could draw something so cute. Say that to his face and he'll go red as a beet. What I'd give to get a load of that. You should tell him the next time you see him. He's a sweet man. Despite how he looks, you mean. It's not right to judge people based on their appearance. I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeep here loves new technology. That phenakistoscope is one such invention that caught his eye. You can trick the eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And if it becomes possible to show those images to many people at once, these developments could broaden the options artists have to express themselves. Not drawings, but photographs. And maybe we could put text under the photographs, like to tell a narrative. And maybe we could put that as a computer program and upload it to some kind of computer. Yes, photos. By taking hundreds or perhaps thousands of photographs, it would be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the street. There's no point in recording boring everyday life though. If we're going to leave a record of anything behind, it should be the projects and enterprises that move nations. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. He hates slice of life. That would be something worth watching. It wasn't that the first movie, like the train like coming towards the camera and people thought they were going to get run over? Isn't that... Am I making that up? And then in time, it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology and find its way into the hands of artists. Is such a thing possible? We must remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph. Right now it isn't, but eventually it will be. And I'm not simply fantasizing here. Is that so? It sounds so very futuristic. Do you... What? Do you want to support people who work on that sort of thing? Is that why you're friends with the owner? It has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. The rich starve for entertainment, and our artists create that entertainment. I have no interest in their pretentious self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny? You look like you're enjoying yourself. Honestly, just about the money, as you say. Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner. What? We're leaving already? Does that displease you? No, not at all. To tell you the truth, I wanted to spend a little more time playing with the Fennicus wheel, but I could not bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel. Don't bother. Bring it with you? What? But if you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make your decision quickly. You're making the driver wait. Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I alternated between looking at his back and the Fennicus wheel, debating what I wanted to do. And then, with a smile, the owner whispered to me, "You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there had it made as a gift for you." For me? A little while back, he came to my shop asking if I could make a Fenicistoscope. Now that about knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who almost never asks for favors. He's pretty damn brusque, and he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not wicked to his core, I swear it. So please, man, be a pillar of support for him. In that moment, the Fennicus wheel became a precious treasure to me. We had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, pleasant elation. I agree with the owner. Jacopo is not a bad man. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over at me for a moment, then turned back towards the window and muttered, "Yeah." From there, we went to a restaurant for dinner. You call this a pizza? The crust is an atrocity. It's like I'm chewing on rubber. How can you wave my country's flag and not serve spaghetti? Do you not have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced, far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully. The house wine is the face of a restaurant. You complain about every little thing. Oh my god. Oh my god, don't get me started. I fucking hate going out to a restaurant with people like this. Oh my god, I just want to fucking get up and leave. Oh my god, I fucking hate people like this who complain about everything to the waiter. Oh my god. I have to fucking sit across to the other side of them and just look apologetic to the waiter. Oh my god. It was a complete disaster. Also, he's Italian, I guess? Sure. But curiously enough, I was not at all put off by his behavior. When the sun set, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. The cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin. Flush from the alcohol and the light from the gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Though Jacopo had complained about the quality of the wine, once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. It made him unexpectedly talkative. Look out of the city. A gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but the city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps, and you can hear the bustle of them talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride the rising wave of the economy, many more people will gather here. More people means more money in circulation. More money in circulation means the city grows, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold. He's acting like he's like this super smart investor, but like, it's fucking 1869. You can invest in literally anything and you will make a gajillion dollars. Like, everything is growing, like, obviously. Will it really change so drastically? It can be difficult to see what's happening from the inside. The majority of people just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No, I'd wager most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can see success. I can't afford to overlook even the most minute change. Do you have a dream of some kind? A dream? I'm not sure if it's easy enough to attain to call a dream. Others may call it greed, or perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine. I want to be the god of this new world. The world? Yes, the world. And to do that, you need either physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. Neither physical strength nor kindness. People have no choice but to kneel before those forces. Why are you so intent on obtaining power? Because I want to change my country, I imagine. Your country? You're aware that I, like you, am an immigrant, right? I emigrated from an island in the Mediterranean. Not the same island as you. Is it like, the fucking Italy island? What is it called? Sicily? Is that it? My country is a peculiar place where candor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, the country is on the poor side, and if nobody does anything about that, I am one of but a few of my fellow countrymen who has set his sights on the new world. They are falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps that will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country is doomed to collapse. Do you have much love for your homeland? My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love, but that's something you need to concern yourself with. Well, I'll have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. It's about time we head back to the house. Alright, but what is it? Let me look that up actually. Yeah, it is Sicily. I didn't make that up. That's the name of the island. The big island that's part of Italy. Is it alright if I provide you encouragement as you try to attain your dream? I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward. I suppose, do as you wish. Thank you. You have my support then. Darling? Darling? Okay, send a shiver down my spine, though not an unpleasant one. I'm glad to have you as my partner. I was without a doubt happy then. His smile, the things he said, the panic feel he gave me, they were all undeniably real. Those memories give me the will to wait, for the day things go back the way they were. They allow me to believe. What was that? This is something that actually happened to another maid. She heard a sound in the middle of the night. Is the mansion haunted? Is it the witch Morgana? A sound like dripping water. At first she thought it was raining. She looked through the window and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought, so she stepped out of her room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly chilly. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature wasn't that much colder outside her room. Her night clothes had always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Wondering what the reason could be, she made her way towards the sound, but then she realized something. There were no faucets in the direction she was going. Rather, she was headed towards a hall. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one was off in the far corner of the house. The least used all of them all. The least used hall of them all. That's like a tongue twister. It had a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. A high roof, but not a lot of space. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it. A very curious room. It was the kind of place you might assign someone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might expect, let out an uncomfortable sigh. But there might be a leak, and having noticed, she couldn't simply ignore it, you know? So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found. But she could still hear the sound, drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound, coming to a stop in the center of the hall. She stood there still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily tilted her head backwards. And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling. Gah! Wow, that's rich, amazing. Oh my god, you scream like a little girl. Maria, you little... My god, are you men or children? This song is so good. Oh, so, I'm sorry, why was her neck not wet if blood was dripping down on her? Blood is still wet. I mean, it dries, but it wouldn't dry that quickly. This is my house, and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again? Shut your mouth. How do you know about that? Were you eavesdropping? Wait, what? Oh yeah, he did say that in the first scene, right? Yeah. Another thing, I do not care for the sort of stupid, fantastical tales you women love to pass around. Because they scare you? Ah, you've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo. Grrr. Whoa, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides. So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe? Acting tough after the fact just makes you look twice as much of a wuss. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night, and it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know they say it used to be a chapel? Again, I have no interest in your woman's little ghost stories. Is that so? You sure you're not just scared? Maria. Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done on it. It teleported from the UK to America. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods. Exactly like that. The back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be stained glass in it. Is that the one that Yukimasa broke? There was a depiction of an archangel, they say. Such a shame. I wonder when it was broken. I know. If it were still there, I bet it'd be worth a fortune. I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion? You got a point, I guess. Now how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense? I do work. But, the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Living with other women is like walking on glass. Am I to blame for that? What if I said you were? Haha, don't give me that look. You're just not fun of me. Simple as that. Nothing you can do about it. Is that so? Oh yeah, I was talking to the madam and she was telling me you used to be quite a gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? You sure don't act like it, so it's easy to miss, but I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Well, just like when you were younger, you're still... Do not speak of that. The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary. Okay, fucking Sephiroth, like... fucking, like Final Fantasy villain. So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside. Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it, so I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. I have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the head maid's arctic smile. Alright. Wasn't there something, about the head maid last time? If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories. Maria. What? No ghost stories? No, not that. I've not forgotten those days. But, no, Okay, what's the twist gonna be in this one? So far, both the previous stories have had a twist at the end. In the first one, it was that the white-haired girl was secretly Mel's sister. In the second one, it was that the beast was actually the merchant. What's it gonna be in this one? I gotta think crazy. This isn't the same Jacopo that the white-haired girl married back then. This is like someone else maybe, or something has definitely happened to him since then and now that he doesn't want to talk about. Maybe you're having an affair with him or something. I don't know. Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. Haha, what'd I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye. What did you mean by this? They both said it. What did I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye. Oh, new sprite. He's so torn emotionally. God damn it. I can't escape anything. I can't escape anything. We can trade something other than ghost stories. What does that mean? I mean, my first thought is sex, but I don't know if that's it. They're going to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Well, hello there. Off for a midnight stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby, madam. I cannot spend as much time as I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. I apologize if I startled you. Oh no, not at all. There's a chill and captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlit garden. Hardly. What are you doing out so late? I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it my responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also the middle of the night when a grocer's servant broke into their safe. Wait. Wait. Wasn't there a thing about the grocer's servant breaking into a safe in the first story? Right? This was definitely mentioned before, and I think it was in a different story. What's the meaning of this? You said that spread quite far. I'm sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Jess Match was in prison some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Yeah, like fucking 300 years ago. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone? Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. Well, I expect he has little fondness for such feminine taste. The scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs to reprieve from his work. Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you was the same shade of white. Oh, he? But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red. Okay, stop mixing up the timelines, please. Yeah, I remember. There was but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as you had wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you. What exactly are you referring to? Oh dear, do you not remember? Then I am to assume you have forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well? He was unable to give that to you either. For that time, because you rejected the gift. I am not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in his garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and in their places grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many, many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast. Yeah, I remember that. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it. Beast. You do not remember him either? And by beast, I mean a Japanese person, of course. The foreign man who, through his interaction with you, almost regained his humanity. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I've ever received from a man is my Fennicus wheel. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. Well, the garden was not as thriving as it is now. It was certainly not in ruins when I arrived. Because I had been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. I promise I'm not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you, you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you're a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name... Again, Morgana is one letter off. My name is... Yes, but you should already know that. Again? More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for? What? Your current name is pronounced the same. Who is she waiting for? What are you talking about? I met you many times and I know of your past. Hang on. Name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for. Question mark? I think I skipped some text by accident. Hang on. Just writing in my notes so I can remember this in 2 weeks. Fucking. I'm telling the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. Until then, I had never left my country or even set foot out of my house. I have met you many times and I know of your past, or even that, or of events that transpired long, long ago. We did not have any servants either. So, where then are you saying we met? This mansion, of course. But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth. If that was you remember, then I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem so flustered. Are there moments when your memories seem hazy? When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks? You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. One day. Is that what's happening in the mansion where we're seeing these stories? What the hell is this? A white rose? Did she leave this here? A flower? What does she think she's doing? Is she trying to aggravate me? That garden. That damn rose garden is the whole problem. Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive. That garden is a sign of weakness. It has no place in this house. Okay, man. Approximately a week had passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room, reading, staying inside the house. Then Maria barged in. Madam, madam! Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened? What happened is we have a big problem. The garden, the rose garden. Garden? All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry. Huh. Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and towards the garden, with Maria following close behind. When she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty, rugged men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. The men clearly had no concept of how much a single flower was worth, no concern whatsoever for their beauty. For they mercilessly, thoughtlessly hacked away at the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Each flower they tore from the earth extinguished another of the many lives the white-haired girl had put so much time and effort into tending for. Jacopo, what are you... Oh, hello, Maria. I didn't expect you would come with her. Why would you do... Why? Why? It goes without saying. This house has no need for a garden. Damn flowers have no place here. Might as well do something worthwhile with the soil. A miniature railroad would be a better use of the space. And certainly a great deal easier on the eyes. A miniature railroad. Okay, man. I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. The same wheels being used on the revolutionary transcontinental railroad. 10 or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune. Jacopo, you know how much this garden meant to me, don't you? Did it honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not by any means worthless. So you're saying that white rose was your passive-aggressive way of telling me to calm down? Not at all. I simply taught you. At the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purpose, to trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but... Jacopo, you've gone too far. This isn't right. Huh, gone too far? This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. With that rose arc out of the picture, we'll have a much better view. There won't be anything blocking the sun any longer. Okay, but she's like... She wants the sun to be blocked. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Yeah. Spend too much time out here and you're liable to fall ill. Get back inside now. You two, Maria. What a piece of shit. Oh my god. It's funny, but Jesus. The poor thing, though she did not say a word, was surely thinking, are you truly that determined to rob me of my sanctuary? The words twirled around in her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her own feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of the roses being reaped. It's so like cartoonishly evil that it's funny. Like after being torn down by Jacopo, the garden reverted to a state of ruined desolation. A shame after all the work that went into restoring it to the beauty that it had under the flaxen-haired family. And as Jacopo had said, in this place went scraps of metal, train wheels, prototype models, carbon rods. These items may have had values for him, but I certainly did not think it was worth robbing his wife of a place that made her feel comfortable just so he could store them there. Besides, I was right in front of the rose garden myself. The roses seemed to evoke a sense of nostalgia in me. Okay, but when we went there, when we went to the rose garden in the present time for the first story, didn't we see like wilting roses? Or am I making that up? We certainly didn't see like trains with wheels, right? When we went there, like in the present day. I felt as though somewhere far beyond the edge of my memories, I had seen another garden of roses, modest though it may have been, but I cannot remember when it was. Does that come as a surprise to you? I'm quite sure there are periods of the mansion's history of which I am not aware. But in my case, Jacopo had caused many people great pain in order to repurpose that garden for himself. And he continued to walk all over his wife. Literally. Whenever she tried to do something kind for him, he would brush her off saying, that's not your place. He paid no mind whatsoever to the looks of dejection that rose to her face each time he rejected her. I was beginning to wonder if anything she had said about the man he had been a year earlier was actually true. And if it was true, could a person really go through such a drastic change of heart in such a short time? What do you think, Master? No, I have spoken enough about me already. I seem to be talking about a lot about myself this time. But that is a hardly appropriate behavior for a maid. Now, let us return to our tale. That evening, the white-haired girl sat in her room staring sorrowfully at her fennicus wheel. The small mirror before her, she tried spinning the paper disc, but it was just not the same as before. Her husband was not there at her side, and even more critically, there was not a smile on her face. And then she heard a faint knock on her door. Who is it? It's me, madam, it's me. May I come in? Oh, Maria. Of course, come in. What are you doing here at this time of night? I was just wondering how you were doing. Should I have left you alone? Oh, it's not trouble at all. I'm always glad to have you. You're making me blush, madam. I got the feeling you were a little down in the dumps. But I'm not here because I need to be. I just kinda ended up here, I guess. Maria. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. I can be a bit of a busybody, you know? Trouble with boundaries, I guess. Never been able to fix that. Okay. No, I don't consider you intrusive at all. I cannot count how many times your bright smile and cheerful energy have shone a light on me when things were dark. If I didn't have you, I would have given up already. You seem to see right through me. Even now, you're exactly right. I'm feeling a little dispirited. That garden was an even bigger life raft than I thought. Perhaps I'm being overly dramatic, but the roses were almost like children to me. I get it, I do. You put your heart and soul into tending to the garden. It is obvious how much you love them. Of course it's gonna hurt watching a bunch of men stomp all over your flowers when you care for them like your own children. Is this some subtext again? Is this some social commentary? Now, I know I said this once already, but you don't need to force yourself to put up with him, really. You don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman. You can survive without him. Anytime you want to walk away, that's your choice. Maybe I'm reading too into it, but I'm kind of getting the sense that you want her to divorce so that you can marry Jacopo. I mean, I'd sure be lonely if you left, madam, but your happiness is more important than any of that. So, you know. Thank you, Maria. I truly do appreciate it. But I would still like to wait for the day I can see his warm smile once more. If you say so. Well, in that case, guess I'll just have to be there to back you up. You'll be alright. You leave everything to this holy virgin. I forgot you called that. I'll have a stupid grin on my face no matter how down you're feeling. You really are the reincarnation of the Mother of God, aren't you? How is this gonna come back? Are you gonna get pregnant? Oh, I told you, it's just a joke. Okay, whatever. So, hey, madam, how about a dance? A dance? At this time of night? Yep, and since it's so late, no loud music. All you get is a little whistling, courtesy of me. But this room is too small for her. We'll use the Great Hall. Or are you a gay? Are you gay for her? Is that what's going on? Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? He would probably complain about the noise too. No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere. The rest of the maids are in their rooms chatting away. No one will notice. Where I come from, we dance all the time. We take eat, drink, and be merry to heart. No food or drink for us, but we absolutely can't dance. Dancing is a great way to forget all your cares. I am not much of a dancer. No big deal, nobody's watching. Come on, put on a little fancy perfume and let's have some fun. I don't have any perfume though. Didn't think so. You've got all the right ingredients, madam, but you don't try to make anything special out of them. You've got so much potential, but even a decent-sized not even a decent-sized wardrobe. At the very least, you should wear some perfume, which is why, ta-da, I brought some with me. The maids are in love with this stuff. It's a big hit with women all over the country. The base is vanilla, and it's got several other fragrances mixed in. Give it a try, it smells divine. But Maria, Come on, what's the harm? Just a little splash on your wrist, like so. What do you think? Ah, you're right, it smells wonderful. Doesn't it? Do you like it? Yes, very much so. Excellent. Now, off we go to the Great Hall. Are we really going to dance? Bet your butt we are. It's not healthy to hole up in your room all day. I know you can handle a lot of sunlight. You still gotta have some fun and move your body. I do not trust you. You're up to something. You're I don't know exactly what, but you're up to something. Come on, let's go. Oh, Maria. She looked outwardly uncertain as Maria led her forward, hands around her wrist. The white-haired girl seemed to be enjoying herself on the inside. Having spent her life without a single friend, she never dreamed the day would come when she would find herself being dragged to the empty halls of a dark mansion by another woman. Maria's presence presence seemed to shine a light upon the quiet corridor, though it would have been a very lonely trek without her. Maria spun around, gave an impish smirk, and raised her pointer finger to her lips with a soft shh. The sight of it caused the white-haired girl to chuckle quietly. The two of them, on their way to their secret private ball, were like two adolescent girls. In short order, they arrived at the Great Hall. My heart was pounding all the way here. What's there to be nervous about? It's not like you're breaking any rules. Only kids get in trouble for staying up late. Once you've grown up, you're responsible for yourself. I'll say though that it seems rather odd for two women to dance together. Oh, if you're having a good time, what does it matter what's between your legs? Are you gay? Where I come from, there are dances where families lock arms in a big ring and go around in circles. So who says two girls can have some fun together? True, sister. I imagine you had many good moments with your family. Well, I don't have a family anymore. What? Alright, so I'll show you how it's done. There's a lot in this story. Throughout all the stories in this game, there's been a lot of characters, changing the subject extremely obviously and abruptly. It's very funny. Watch carefully, because you're up next. Okay. With a wide grin on her face, Maria began whistling softly and prancing across the floor with an energetic rhythm. No family anymore. I mean, it makes you think that they died. If I'm going with my lesbian theory, did they fucking expel you from the family because you were gay or something? It was not the kind of complicated dance you'd see at fancy parties. The motions were simple, flowing, unembellished. A folk dance, I suppose you might call it. She seemed to be improvising a little bit as well. But in any event, the white-haired girl was captivated. Despite it being a sequence of steps anyone could replicate, Maria breathed life into the dance. She was neither as light as an acrobat nor as light on her feet as a professional dancer. She was her own lively, beautiful self. Maria twirled in place, the skirt of her maid uniform billowing gently up around her. With a smile, she extended her hand towards the white-haired girl. She hesitated for a moment, but as if being pulled towards by some invisible force, she took Maria's hand. Hand in hand, Maria ushered the white-haired girl into her dance. There was just the two of them, but you could almost see the crowd forming around them. The other people stepping up to join in. That's it, madam. Doing great. Now lift your leg up, good, and spin like so. This is not easy, Maria. I'm having trouble following along. You can do it. Looking good so far. You're a natural, madam. Oh, Maria. I won't fall for your flattery. I mean it. The whispers of the two girls. Their muffled laughs. Step, hop, step, step. The rustling of fabric. Many different soft sounds layered atop one another, creating a little bubble of happiness in the center of the hall. The white girl's movements were a great deal clumsier than Maria's, but Maria would never disparage her for that. On the contrary, she shouted her with praise. As flustered as the white-haired girl appeared, I imagined she was quite pleased. Before long, the tightness in her face muscles loosened, a smile spread across her lips, and she began to brighten up. See? What'd I tell you? Fun, huh? Yes, I'm quite surprised, both that I can dance and that I enjoy doing it so much. Ha ha ha, glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I had ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. However, because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath, her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing for some time yet, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition. She looked over at Maria regretfully. My apologies, if only I had more stamina. I'm hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria. Sure you are. This is all to cheer you up, madam. So long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. And heck, I'm enjoying myself plenty too. What do you think? Wouldn't it be nice to do this again sometimes? Whenever you're feeling down, let's dance. If you really do enjoy dancing with a frail girl like me, then I would be glad to. Have a little more confidence in yourself, madam. You're so pretty and kind-hearted. I have loads of fun when I'm with you. So you don't need to be so hard on yourself, got it? Thank you. Pleasure is mine. It's an absolute honor to have the rare opportunity to see such a bright smile on your face, madam. My apologies for keeping you out so late. I should get back to my room. I didn't even realize what time it was. More than up for a little more gum flapping. Gum flapping? Yeah, I've improved my mood more than adequately. I will not want you to be tired for work tomorrow. Okay. Well then, let's get out of here. Yes, let's. Smiles on both their faces, they made to exit the great hall. However, before they reached the door, it swung open. A man's towering shadow casted two women into darkness. His cold, bitter glare fixed on them. If I'd had even the faintest premonition this might happen, I would have done anything in my power to stop the 2 cheery girl on their way to the hall. But I am eternally powerless. What are you doing? Standing before them in the doorway is the master of the house, Jacopo. Oh no. I thought you would not be back until tomorrow. And how would you know that? No, forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? Did she know that he wouldn't be doing that? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you? No, what would I possibly want you out of the house for? I'm sure you know better than anyone. What? What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? And I have to say, you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you. You're out of breath. You're red as a beet. You made the right decision coming back. What the hell were you doing? Where the hell were you going? No, I wasn't going. Jacopo, calm down. Seriously. You shut it. Now you're taking this tramp's side? Why does he care so much that she was like dancing? I've told you before you're not to leave this house without first consulting me. Or do you mean to tell me you've forgotten? God, your ears aren't just for show, alright? They're better than that. They'll even throw out the parts you don't want to hear. No, I swear I was not doing anything you... Silence, I have no interest in your excuses. You're always watching from the shadows, observing, trying not to step on anyone's toes. In the back of your mind, you're mocking me. No, I... Listen up and listen good. You just try stepping out of line again. You just try disgracing me again. You will not get away with it. For the love of God. Get back to your room now. You too, Maria. Alright. God, what is this sickeningly sweet smell? How utterly infuriating. It'll take forever to get this off me. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Jacopo is so funny. Like, he is so angry about this. Why did he have to disparage her so? What did she do wrong? What did she do to deserve that? She did nothing whatsoever wrong. She deserved none of the ridicule he showered her with. Let's end here for now, because it just turned to a new chapter. I just noticed. Blown gaskets. Let's end here for now. Okay. Okay, so far, while I've been reading this, I've just been thinking nonstop, like, okay, what is the twist going to be? Because both story 1 and story 2 have had, like, a twist right at the very end. So I want to figure it out before it says it. So far, I think it's either going to be Maria's gay and is in love with the white hair girl, or it's going to be something that, like, justifies Jacopo's action. And when we learn the truth, it's gonna be like, oh, Jacopo wasn't actually a bad guy. He was doing the right thing. But I don't know what that could be. Like, what could be the twist that would make what he's doing right now, like, normal? Because it definitely, you see these kinds of twists a lot, right? Like, a character in a story is doing something that seems completely insane and, like, completely unreasonable. But then there's a twist later that recontextualizes their action, and actually, like, what they're doing kind of makes sense. Kind of like, you know that Black Mirror episode where, like, spoilers for Black Mirror, by the way, I forget what season. There's, like, the kid who's, like, caught masturbating by some hackers, and they make him do, like, a bunch of, like, stupid, like, pranks and trials, and if he refuses to do them, they're gonna release the footage of him masturbating. And throughout the episode, it keeps escalating, and he does some crazy shit, like he robs a bank and he fucking kills someone. And as you're watching it, you're like, wait, this is so stupid. Like, why would he go through all this length just because they have a video of him jerking off? Like, who cares if they release a video of him jerking off? Like, it's not the end of the world. But then at the end, it's revealed that he was jerking off to child porn because he was into kids, I guess. And that's why he was doing all of that. And then looking back on it, it makes his action make sense, because if that was revealed, then that would ruin his life. So he would be willing to, like, fucking rob a bank and kill people for that to not get out. And I feel like the same thing may be happening with Jacopo here, because his action seems so insane. Like this is insane. Like, but I don't know what could be happening that would make this make sense. But that seems like a sort of twist that it might pull. For me right now, it's either that, or like I said, it's something with Maria. Like, she's secretly fucking Jacopo, or she's in love with the white hair girl or something. Because Maria has been featured a lot in this story so far, and I don't know why. Because it was the same thing in the second story. Like the merchant, there were so many like flashback scenes with the merchant, and I was thinking like, why are there being so many of these scenes? Like he died like at the beginning of the story. Like why do we need so many flashbacks of this guy? But it turns out it was related to the twist because he was secretly the Beast. So the fact that Maria is featured so much in the story makes me a bit suspicious of her. But yeah, that's my thoughts on where this story's gonna go. I could be completely wrong. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end here for now. See you next time for, I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess white-haired girl is gonna be sad because her husband is being a meanie. So yeah, see you next time.